Okay, maybe it is working now. Welcome back to APA's Plain Jane Reality. It all seems a little unreal sometimes, but it's Mother's Day, so of course I have another very dark kind of thing to talk about, and this is not going to be like a little sweet poem talking about how wonderful it is to be alive on the planet. This is going to be like a dark view of some things. Specifically, this is called St. James Infirmary, a feminist interpretation. This is also meant for some of the females I know and I'm related to, so they can stop calling me a male chauvinist pig or whatever other words they use. So this is about the song that's been done by so many people, and specifically Louis Armstrong. St. James Infirmary, a feminist interpretation, May 12th, 2024, Sunday, and Mother's Day. I have liked this song for many years, since I first heard my father play the vinyl record on his stereo system and turntable many decades ago. I think I must have heard the Louis Armstrong version. Satchmo was one of Dad's all-time favorites and is a great human. But this song, that is Satchmo, and also my dad. But this song has been done by untold numbers of folks trying to pay tribute to its theme of a young woman's death. I told you it was dark. Some say it actually was based on a very old Scottish tune played at funerals going back far into the past. Nevertheless, American blues and jazz artists have adapted it to their lived experience and made it their very own, as every generation must do. I listened to many versions today, starting with Arlo Guthrie, then a few others, and ending with Janis Joplin. At first you may think it is about the young woman who has died and is lying on a cold marble slab at St. James Infirmary. But, as iconic as death can be, you may look at it from a different angle, that of the young woman. Mainly the song is about the man's reaction to her passing, quickly moving on to his thoughts about his own death and how he imagines his own funeral would or could be. Thus, the conundrum of who the song is really about. Is it about the young woman, girl who has died, or is it about the man who has lost her forever? I had always taken it at face value as a blues song about how sad it may be to lose the love of your life. But in my advanced and more contrarian years, I've come to a different idea, and it is also not pretty. How did the woman die, and why did she die? We never know. The song is really not about the death of the woman at all, but all about the narcissism of the man, ostensibly her lover. The male singer talks only briefly about her, but then goes on to describe how he would like his funeral to be. Not thinking about her. He then is very eloquent about exactly how he should be dressed, with a $20 gold coin attached to his watch chain. Who should his pallbearers be, his gambling cronies, and what kind of music he wants to have. A jazz band raising hell on the way back from the cemetery. In New Orleans, on the way to the cemetery, musicians would play dirge-like music, but on the way back, the music would be very lively. Think about it. The man does not talk about her, the young woman who died, but only about himself. One cynical comment on one of the YouTube versions was, "She OD'd." Okay, what if? The singer says he wants 6 crap shooting buddies to be his pallbearers. In quotes, 6 crap shooting buddies. Are these guys his fellow pimps who casually gamble away the money they extracted from their women? Was the singer actually her pimp, who may have gotten her hooked on heroin in order to control her and force her to be a prostitute? These are all unanswered questions and not addressed in the now very famous song. As I said, there are probably hundreds of versions of it out there, and we will never know the answers. She exists for us as a ghost, like whoever is buried in the tomb of the unknown soldier. We know only that she died, so sweet, so cool, so fair. Old tragic story. Girl comes to the city, pimp gives her attention and hooks her on heroin so that he can use her as the prostitute. She inevitably dies of sadness and an overdose. He complains about losing one of his best money makers, takes his other 5 girls back home from the cemetery, and thinks grandiosely and narcissistically only of his own plush funeral, and 6 of his crap shooting buddies, fellow pimps, being his pallbearers. Ladies, take heed. If anyone has a better explanation, I would like to hear it. And thank you for the use of the hall.